Welcome to American News Network. I think we have a very important video here to watch, and I think it's important for a couple of reasons. First thing that you're gonna see is some people throwing these explosive devices. During the report, they're gonna talk about how this was gonna be big, much bigger than it had gone off at, had planned to be a much larger situation. Watch what happens in here with the video. Thank you for being a part of our channel.
The FBI, we have a warrant.
Also commonly referred to as Mother of Satan, a highly volatile explosive that has been used in multiple terrorist attacks.
He was a good student. He was a good son. There was no forewarning of that.
How long are we gonna take this kind of situation? This is crazy. Subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and let me know what you're thinking. If you feel differently about this, tell me about it.
And developing right now, a federal terrorism investigation underway. 2 men, homemade explosives during a protest. This was outside of the official residence of New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani.
First is this bombing situation that took place in New York. If we don't get a grip on this, this is going to turn into a terrible situation for America and Americans.
2 young men from Pennsylvania, inspired by ISIS, to throw improvised explosives at a protest near the mayor's home. NYPD saying that if the bombs had gone off as intended, they would have caused death and destruction.
I hope you're watching there as the assailant's walking to his vehicle. They're blurring it out, but he's flashing an ISIS gang sign. This is getting ridiculous. I say we try them in Utah. We go for capital punishment and end this thing quick.
Will stay behind bars, held without bail.
18-year-old Amir Balad and 19-year-old Ibrahim Qayyumi making their first court appearance for the 5-count federal indictment.
New images released by prosecutors allegedly show the 2 teens from Pennsylvania with the explosives during dueling protests of the war with Iran on Saturday outside of Gracie Mansion.
And let's begin with Darla Miles, live in Lower Manhattan.
Well, Mike and Sade, as you mentioned, 2 of the 3 devices were detonated by the NYPD bomb squad, and they produced significant explosions. They would have caused death and destruction if they had performed the way they were designed to, which only adds more mystery to this investigation, as we learned this afternoon that the 2 suspects never knew each other prior to this incident.
Federal charges have been filed in the Southern District of New York. Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi.
This is the first look up close of 2 homemade bombs, prosecutors say. 19-year-old Ibrahim Qayyumi and 18-year-old Amir Balat hurled into a crowd of protesters outside Gracie Mansion Saturday. The photos included in a 5-count federal indictment unsealed Monday afternoon.
These were ISIS-inspired actions, that they wanted to do something more than the Boston Marathon, more than 3 deaths.
The teens wearing white Tyvek suits and shackled for their first court appearance on terrorism-related charges after being transported from an NYPD precinct into FBI custody at 9 o'clock.
As you can see, they've blurred it out, but he's throwing the ISIS gang sign, let's call it. This is so childlike, but this is the world we live in. And I say we go after these people. This is not allowed.
This morning,
into FBI custody at 9 o'clock this morning.
Preliminary testing has determined that one of the devices contained triacetone triperoxide, or TATP, also commonly referred to as Mother of Satan, a highly volatile explosive that has been used in multiple terrorist attacks over the last decade.
Today, the NYPD releasing more details about the investigations. Saying Qayyumi and Balat crossed the George Washington Bridge from Pennsylvania at 8:36 a.m. Saturday. At 12:05 p.m., they parked between 81st and 82nd Street. 15 minutes later, they say this is Balat igniting and throwing the first IED at 12:15 p.m. Minutes later, this is a picture of the 2 lighting the second IED. And they say this is the 18-year-old running away after that. What's the relationship between him and his co-defendant?
They're strangers as far as I know. They're from different parts of Pennsylvania. They're in different age groups. They are not known to each other. They do not live together. They do not have family or school ties.
Ties still under investigation. Sources say there's an ongoing search at this hour at this storage facility in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. Balot's attorney speaking after the hearing.
He was a good student. He was a good son. He wasn't involved in anything, and now all of a sudden he's here in New York, over 100 miles away from home. There was no forewarning of that.
Executed search warrants in Bucks County connected to the terrorism investigation. Our Eva Anderson was there as federal agents surrounded a home tied to one of the men in custody.
This is the FBI. We have a warrant.
Our cameras were there when federal agents descended on a quiet Bucks County neighborhood Sunday evening. Dozens of law enforcement vehicles lining Tina Drive in Langhorne, outside the home of 18-year-old Amir Balot, seen here, one of the Pennsylvania men accused of throwing an explosive device near New York City's Gracie Mansion. But hours before this FBI operation, we went to Balot. Hours later,
All occupants come out through the front door with their hands up.
3 people exited the home with their hands raised after FBI ordered everyone out. Neighbors watched the whole thing.
You got to wonder what they knew about what happened in New York. Did they know anything?
This all began Saturday when protesters clashed outside the New York City mayor's residence. Balot, who CBS Philadelphia confirmed is a student at Neshaminy High School, was identified as the man fleeing after lighting and throwing an explosive device toward the crowd. It struck a barrier and never exploded. But investigators say he ran and got a second device from another Bucks County teen, Ibrahim Qayyumi, before lighting it and running. Authorities say both 19-year-old Qayyumi and Balot were taken into custody. Sunday, after leaving Balot's Langhorne home, we went to the Newtown home we believe to be connected to Qayyumi. There, FBI agents were also on the scene.
And what the mayor of New York is doing in regards to this is he's blaming white supremacy. Boy, this is where a person like Nick Fuentes comes into play, and you say, this guy's making a lot of sense. And there's people that are following behind this and believe it. These Muslims, these people that voted for him, these communists, these types of people, this is not something that we want in America. We need to get rid of this ASAP.